everybody. Oh my gosh, it's Monday already. I can't believe we're already here. Happy Fun Day Monday. We're going to do something a little different today, and I'll tell you why, because a lot's been laying on my heart about a few conversations we've been having in our YouTube community, and I'm really excited to do this. So we had a great conversation on Catch Up Thursday. We have another great conversation today, but let's see who all's in the chat. And by the way, if you are here, if you could do me a favor and give me a thumbs up, and share this out on your YouTube community tabs, on your Facebook tabs, things like that. Let's get a really good community in here. Let's have some good conversations tonight. I'm really excited about tonight. It's going to be really fun. So, all right, let's see who we have today. Let's go up here and take a look. Who is first in the house? Oh my gosh, are we on the wayside? So excited to see what people are thinking about this. Oh yeah, it's going to be fun. A lot of fun. And there's Georgianne. Hey, Georgianne, thanks for being here. And Meg is here as well. Thank you, Meg. And Blaine, there we go. Really creative. Thank you so much. So much fun. This is going to be, 5 minutes. Everybody's like getting ready. Everybody's excited. We're going to do some fun things tonight. Really, really cool. Here we go. Michelle. Oh, Michelle's here. Oh, it just jumped on me. Sorry. And Dream on Wheels. Hey guys. All right. So here's the scoop. We're going to let everybody keep coming in before we get started. I see Karen's here. Hey, Karen, good to see you. And Anne. I haven't seen, you know what? I need to check in with you guys, Travis and you and the whole clan, see how everybody's doing. I almost got you guys a cat leash the other day. I was walking around going, I wonder if Lucky needs one of these. You never know. It can happen. And Thomas is here. Hey, Thomas. Ooh, welcome from Northern New York State. Absolutely. Hope it's nice and chilly where you are. It's a little humid down here in the South right now. Let's see who else. I'm sure I probably missed someone. I do apologize because it just, Diane Phoenix, raid from Angie. Hey, yay. We love Angie. Thank you so much, Angie. We do appreciate this. So here's the scoop today, guys. We're going to have a conversation. This is really great. And I'm bringing this up for a couple of reasons because we had a great conversation last Thursday about a very controversial topic. And a lot of people have been wanting to have a conversation. And I believe that it's something that if we can all do it in a respectful way, we're not always going to agree on everything. Sometimes you have to agree to disagree. But I also know that we only know what we know until we know something different. So I just ask everyone to have a little open mind as we go forward with this tonight, and we have a little fun, and we're still going to have fun. We're still going to do some fun memes and all sorts of stuff, and a giveaway too. We'll have fun with that too. But just give me a little leeway on this, and let's see where this goes. And then after we're all said and done, you guys can give me some feedback and say, hey, that was great, or wow, we should never do that again. Let me know what you think, because this is important. Okay, guys? So with that being said, I'm going to bring up a friend. And we're going to talk about sort of some ground rules of what's going on and see how we do this. So hold on a second. Let's see. It's friend time. It's not the friend you think, which is even more fun. So let's see. Where are my... Oh, geez. Here it is. Bring out the friend. It's Donovan.
Wow. I didn't come on at 7, but I'm on at 8.
So Donovan and I were talking about this, and we're like, you know what? I think we should do this together because this is a really interesting topic, and we got two really interesting perspectives, I think. And we'll just bring some questions to the table and see what's going on. So we're going to talk about, let me pull my slide up here for a second, and this is really interesting, right? We're going to talk about hot topics today. And there are some big hot topics going on. I know it's like, whew, geez. And the one that's really on my heart that I wanted to bring up. Oh my gosh, did I just see Captain Jack come in? Did he sneak in here? And there's Troy. Hey, Troy, how are you? And Captain Jack. Ahoy, mateys. Thanks, Cap, for being here. Appreciate it. We're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on with the Supreme Court and about the states. We're going to specifically talk USA tonight. We're not going to do USA and Canada, just USA. But it's sort of an interesting topic. I mean, what do you think, Donovan? What do you think's been going on?
I think we just have... we have a situation where things that we probably thought were going to be there for a really long time changed, and we've got to learn to make adjustments.
Yep, absolutely. So here's the deal, guys. Here's the ground rules for Hot Topic. This is important that we all understand what we're doing here, okay? Number one, I want you to think before you write it in chat. Don't just be reactionary. Don't go angry typing. I want you to think about it before you put it in chat, because if you do, I might share your chat on the screen and the whole world will see it, especially on the replay. And that's cool. That's fine if you want to do that, but just understand it can go there. Okay. That's number 2. Number 3, respect the viewpoints. Like I said, everyone's got their own viewpoint and you only know what you know till you know something different. And then number 4, it's supposed to be a fun discussion, not a heated argument. This is not a debate. We're not picking sides. We're not going there. We're just going to do a little, talk about some stuff. All right. Are you game, Donovan? Are you good for this?
I'm game. I think those are good rules. I'm ready.
It's like, bring it on. Bring it on. Okay, guys, here we go. Here's the deal. This is the topic that got me. And it's from one of our Supreme Court justices. This is a quote. It said, "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives." Ooh. I said the word. As soon as I say that A word, they automatically go to one side. That's real. That's a huge dividing thing right there. As soon as I say the word abortion, it's like this way or this way. So let me know in the comments do you believe that this is a something that you believe your elected representatives should have a say in or not? Because I think this is a really interesting debate about should this be a medical situation or should this be in the control, and I'm going to use the word control, of elected representatives? Yeah.
Or should it be the views of the people?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, we got some friends who just popped in here. There's there we go. Donovan, RV on the Wayside. Hello, my friend from Troy, Nomadic Rat Pack. Very cool.
I
Meg's
adore
like,
Troy.
ooh, look at that. And Meg's here. Very nice.
Everybody's so nice.
I know. It's always so sweet. I love this. I love when we do this. But yeah, let me know in the chat what you guys think. I want to know. Should it be elected officials, medical professionals? What are your thoughts on this whole thing? We're sort of surprised that there's been a huge change, and this is a sort of a slippery slope in many instances. You know, you just never know. Oh, here we go. Broken Emmett said, "You said the A word." I know. And you know what else? I'm also the only one on panel that has a uterus. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. Let's just get this out of the way. I know that I'm a white male privileged person, so there's no way I would be involved in a discussion like this if there wasn't a uterus or uterus challenged person with me.
Thank you. I love this. Hey, Tim from Mobangs here. Hey, Tim, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Oh my gosh. Okay, Thomas says it should be a choice of the woman. Very nice. Thank you, Thomas, for bringing it up. And Kathleen says, why can't it be both? Interesting topic.
Nuance. I love it.
Love that. Okay. And Captain Jack said, I was worried ahoy was the A word. Not ahoy, Captain. I'm sorry. No. All right. The highest court in the country made a decision. Now they revisited. I'm so confused. It's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't think a room full of men should get to dictate what women do to their bodies. Ooh.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Women should have full autonomy, in my opinion, but we still have to deal with what our situation is now. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, absolutely. Meg said, if it has to do with bodies, I feel like medical professionals should be involved at least somewhat. So, Meg,
I signed the back of my driver's license. I don't know about you guys.
So do you think we should have like medical experts be elected to make the decision? Or should they, is that like a consultation? Like, what are we talking about, Meg? Just want to make sure I understand this. This is sort of interesting. Okay. Paul says it makes a 10th Amendment issue, which is at least better than the Supreme ruling on something that has no business ruling on them anyway.
I do think that this is a medical thing, and I don't know why HIPAA policy is not involved on the legal side.
Yeah.
That confuses me. So I'm with some of these people that are confused. So am I.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting. Men should also have a say. It takes both genders to make a baby. I'm with you. Women can't do it by themselves. Honestly,
and men will be impacted by this. That's a lot more child support, and there's going to be a lot of things that's going to affect them too. So,
yeah. And Kathleen, I like to say it starts with the penis. No offense. It doesn't start with the uterus. It starts with the penis. If we have to go the chicken and the egg which came first, the chicken or the egg? I'm going to go with the penis came first, then the uterus. Oh yeah.
But some animals can just do it without any help at all.
I'm just saying, if I had to put my statement on the line, I'm going to go there.
All right. I think the people with one are causing some problems. Yeah.
Okay. Diane says, I think it should never have been SCOTUS to begin with, and what have been left and should have been left to each state. So originally, she's thinking that should have been the states' rights and not Supreme Court. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay, Meg's like, so sorry. Should be a discussion that women and their doctors are able to make, but between themselves, agree with why it isn't covered under HIPAA. Yeah, you're right. I agree with that one. I do. Okay, here we go. I don't like giving my personal opinion, but I think the women should be able to make a choice along with a man who would be effective for the next 18 years. That's a huge point right there. Huge. Like you just said about child support and stuff. There's a kid on the way. It takes two to tango. And all of a sudden, you're financially on the hook.
And now, actually, neither of them are getting a real say in this.
Yeah.
So we've kind of eliminated that whole piece right now. So we just got to figure out, where do we go from here?
All right. Georgine says, Kathleen, I totally agree with you. Paul says, this is an easy top no matter what side you're on. I know. And it's going to get more fun. I promise. We're just on the tip of the iceberg just to see where you guys are in this. And we're going to keep going.
You bet.
And Troy says, Paul Vines, well spoken. Yeah. People aren't seahorses.
See, he knew. He knew. Way to go, Thomas.
I got to tell you something, Thomas. This is the most interesting thing. In my little town, there's a group of women that protested the local school board that seahorses, they were showing biology of seahorses and how they reproduce and mate and the whole thing like that. And the men carry the babies, that's how the whole thing works. Well, they were saying that was too gay and they wanted that taken out. And it became a whole protest about these seahorses. So it's just
Didn't they see the movie Junior?
I'm just saying, it's been a seahorse thing. So every time I see the seahorse now, I'm like, there you go. It's there. Okay, Cookie's here. Yay, Cookie. Thanks for coming. It says, sorry I'm late to the chat. Not a subject I'm going to discuss, but too dividing, so I won't have a lot to say, but I think it's a medical decision between the patient and the doctor. Well, you know what? And we're gonna get to this because it's more than just this. This is, I guess that's really where we're going on this. I want you to take a deep breath. I promise we'll get to you, Cookie. Why would I be offended, CG? I may not have a penis, but I live in a house full of them. I love you, Kathleen.
She lives in a house full of
men.
Penises?
Men. She's a rancher.
Oh.
Yeah.
I needed the translation.
Sorry.
Just kidding. I'm just playing.
Okay, Mike says, as a man, I don't have an opinion on this matter. Interesting. Yeah. Rayleigh says, people know what causes babies, so be smart, and we aren't having to talk about this topic. Oh, yeah. Well, there's a point. There's a point to be made there. All right, everybody's saying hi. I'm going to go down. It says, I agree with Blaine. Keep your legs crossed, ladies and gents. Keep it in your pants unless you're willing to accept the consequences.
Yeah,
I wish I had her voice.
I don't know if I would say, maybe I'm going to throw out a percentage that I didn't look up. I would say less than 1%.
Okay.
Has baby thoughts that we're doing this for a baby. And that means 99% of the time, it's not.
No.
So that's a big thought there. I mean,
yeah.
What do we just stop?
I had to give my kids the talk. When I say the talk, it's not the talk about how babies are made. The talk I gave them was, if you decide to do this act, whoever you do it with, you need to be willing to be attached to them for the rest of your life.
Oh, wow.
That's a huge topic, but that's a big thing to think about. Not so much you could get pregnant, you will be attached to them for the rest of your life. So it's a much bigger thing to think about because, one, you have a baby. That's one. Two, I don't know many people who can't tell me many of the people that they've had sex with, quite honestly, or they've got a number in their head or whatever it is. You've got something in the back of your brain that doesn't really go away. So,
Charlie Grace, are you saying once they start, they can't separate? They're stuck there. Is that what you taught your kids? They're stuck inside. They can't separate.
Yeah, it worked for me though. So far, so good. Yeah, just work with me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Mobang said this should be a matter between a woman and her doctor to decide what to do. Why do they get the whole country involved? It's a great question there, Tim. I'm telling you, it's what are we going to do here? People need to remember how babies are created. If you are prepared to have a child, keep your legs closed and pants zipped. I know. It's interesting. Okay, guys, let's talk about this for a second. I'm going to take this down. We're going to read some more. let's go back to what really happened and why this is important and why we're even discussing this. Okay, like I said, the abortion, we're gonna have sides. There's no way around this. What do you know in your mind, Donovan? What do you think happened with Roe v. Wade?
I think that some people change things to fit their narrative versus the Constitution itself. That's what I think.
Okay. So I put something in writing just because I wanted you guys to have a moment to process this and understand what this is. So the justices argued that Roe v. Wade established a right to privacy that wasn't written in the Constitution. Now, let's be honest, guys. This Constitution was written quite a long time ago, and law is all about interpretation, and people interpret words in different ways. They just do. That's how this works. And the court at one time interpreted it this way, and now we have a different court that's interpreting it that way. But the different interpretation is what's sort of scaring us because, and I put a quote in there about what Justice Clarence Thomas stated, that the bench should reconsider other cases involving the due process clause that protected certain rights. And that's where it gets a little like slippery slope here, because it's not just about abortion. It's going to go down the row of other things that it's going to impact. And that's when I think people, they said, well, it didn't bother me. It's not about me. Well, it could be about you pretty soon, or it could be about people you love very soon. Pull back. Reel me in. Okay.
I'm just okay. I'm ready.
You're ready?
I was just thinking there's one he's not going to do though. So we'll get there.
We'll get there. Oh no, I know which one. Oh yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I do.
I'm
absolutely.
So I thought I was just making a joke, but okay, let's see how this works out.
But that's the funniest thing around, because if it really is true, I mean, he might be in a legal situation himself. Okay. Let's see. Paul says, if a man shouldn't have a say, does he still have an obligation? Ooh.
Well, in this situation, legally, they haven't really forced that. It'll be due to that local court every time right now.
Yeah. Captain Jack Scrapper says, Kathleen Klein, somewhere along the line, biology is the urge, which seems to be ignored. Plus, if the field is being played, shouldn't biology be taken more seriously along with birth control? Good point. Good point. Georgianne says, there are free clinics that offer protection.
Well, Texas doesn't have very many of those. Matter of fact, they kicked most of them out of the entire state. So the people who can't afford things can't even get it here now because they didn't like having those free clinics. I don't know why.
Yeah. Depending on where you live, Georgianne, there's a lot of places that don't right now. And it looks like a lot of them will become illegal pretty soon based upon what they do. Troy says, as we move forward and go back to the dark ages of dark alleys and coat hangers, it's very disconcerting to me. People will make a decision whether it's right or wrong by the law. Whew.
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that, because that would be pretty scary.
Yeah. And that last comment was hard for him to put up there. Well, I appreciate your candor there, Troy. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We appreciate you, Troy.
Cookie says, if you're depending on the hormones of teenage boy to make sound decisions, you're already losing.
I can't argue with that. I'm sorry.
Oh, jeez. I love this. Every single time I do a live, I get a phone call from my mother. I have to say, Mom, I'm on a live. Come on over.
That's right. I don't have my focus turned on. I could get an instant call too.
Any moment. And my mother and I have very interesting viewpoints about this topic. So we don't always agree on everything. So yeah.
Mine too.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mine too.
Yep.
We have heavy discussions, but we're always friends at the end.
Big topics. Oh geez, I just lost my train. Here we go. Temporary vasectomies and temporary tie the tubes until teenagers, young adults are mature enough mentally, physically, and financially to raise children to become honorable human beings. Ooh.
So we have to make physical changes to do normal biology and then undo the physical changes when we want to do the other kind of biology.
Well, and Brene, this is a great topic because if we're going there, does that also mean that we should just do puberty blockers and block everyone till they get to a certain age and they know what they're doing?
Ooh, I hadn't thought of that.
Just a thought. I mean, if we're going to go there, we could just block puberty altogether till they reach a point where their brain has matured at like 27. I don't know. Yeah. Kathleen Klein says, Captain Jack, every action has a reaction. Just be prepared to accept the reaction. Yep. And Thomas says, that's exactly what my father told me.
Well, there are going to be an awful lot more vasectomies in the future, I think.
Oh, yeah. 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 I'm going to start buying a lot of men, a lot of frozen bags of peas, right? Yeah, this will be
By
fun.
the way, they couldn't film when I had mine, so I had them put a giant mirror so I could watch because I wanted to see what that looked like. It was the coolest thing ever. Just so you know.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it was so neat.
All right. Here we go. Cruising Scene said, good point. Yay. Thanks. I appreciate that. Troy's like, Donovan, they're not dogs. Stop it.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Doesn't this still fall on the state level to decide? Well, okay, let's talk about this because I think this is a big topic right here. So we were looking at it from a federal standpoint with the Supreme Court, and now what they're saying is it falls on the state level. So do you think that it's a scapegoat that they don't want to make the decision? So they're like, yeah, I'll just pass the buck to someone else.
I mean, we hear our government, we have too big a government and it should be a smaller government and more state stuff. So we're about to find out how states will react when they're responsible for serious topics.
And if you don't know who your state representative is, and we're like House and legislation in your own home state, it's time to get to know these people. Let me tell you what, because they're going to have a lot of impact in your life real quick. If you don't know your local people in your local town and your state people, and I mean, we're talking some interesting folk out there, you need to start making some phone calls.
My representatives and senators know me very well, as I've sent many letters. I'm one of those.
Oh gosh. Okay. And really Korea's like, true. They got involved in 73 and they shouldn't have. Yeah. So like why were they even involved in the first place? But, I think, and this is just me talking, because it was illegal and there was no health protection for medical, people that were seeking these procedures and whatnot. That's why they had to get involved. Women were dying. I mean, it's scary. I mean, if it's a choice between, I want you to think about this for a second. If you were having your first child and you're all excited and you're reading your what to expect when you're expecting book and everything's going great, and then all of a sudden it's a choice between the mother and the baby. What if the states say from now on it's the baby and not the mother? That's sort of why they got involved. There's a lot of like nuanced things around this that, how do you take care of situations where women who have to carry babies that are unfortunately deceased until term? There's a lot of bigger things. It's not just the rape and incest. I mean, I know there's statistics are out there, but there's medical things involved with this too. It's important.
So to go along with that, I just looked it up and I got a 2018 figure, 17.4 women per 100,000 pregnancies represented approximately 660 maternal deaths in 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. We do not do really well when it comes to pregnancy and prenatal care and other things globally speaking in the United States. We're not a great, and I think this is going to make it even lower. It's not going to be a good thing. No. Okay. Arrowhead Lee Jones says, talking about choice, 99.99% pregnancies are by making the choice to have unprotected sex. Just takes one of those little swimmers. Just saying. Doesn't need more than one.
What scares me is if a condom breaks and they have an accident and now that's just horrifying. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we don't involve the Supreme Court for vasectomies, heart attacks, or cancer treatments.
No, that's true.
Good point. Yeah.
I wonder if the abstinence states who teach abstinence instead of regular sexual education will now see the benefit of teaching kids how to use a condom, because the consequences are much bigger than they ever been before.
Exactly right. Okay, Troy gave us a little compliment here, and I thank you, Troy. That's very kind. Charlie Grayson Donovan, you have earned more of my respect even trying to touch this subject that most people will ever understand. This is not easy. I know it isn't easy, but you know what? It's important, and we need to do it. And like I said, it was laying on my heart, so we just something we got to do here.
And I gotta say, the viewers are just being so respectful.
Yeah,
I'm so thankful to be in this community and have people like this. This is great discussion.
fantastic. Thank you so much. Kathleen says, yes, it does, Mike Whitcomb. It should never have been mandated by the federal level, in my opinion. There you go. Troy says, does the RVW, Roe versus Wade, new ruling insinuate homosexual sex? Can't get pregnant being homosexual, so no need for an abortion. Well, that's a really good question. You know, I'm sort of going to jump. I'm going to jump a little bit here because we're at that. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, I think my dog just told me it's time. Here we go, guys. I'm going to go over it for a second. So this is what could be next. So because we talked about that precedent and slippery slope, Rosie Bell. Oh, here we go. She's talking to someone. These are some of the things that could come up. These are the things that are like possibly next on the list. And there we go. So we've got reproductive health. We talked about birth control. That's an issue, right? That's a possibility that could be next on the list. Marital rights. We talked about Clarence Thomas and Jenny Thomas. They're in interracial marriage. And it wasn't until 1967 that, that became legal. And if this
that was the one, you were right. I was going to bring it up.
It's a big deal, but that could be on the list too. Same-sex marriage. We're not even 10 years into this, 2015. And the first state was Massachusetts to make it legal. Most people think it was California or something like that. Actually, it was Massachusetts, which I think is pretty awesome. And then here we go, same-sex intimacy. 2003, they decriminalized same-sex intimacy because that in some states was considered a criminal act. So there's that slippery slope we keep talking about. And if that's being revisited, there you go. Okay, Michelle says, I'm so torn on the subject. On one hand, if abortions were legal in the 50s, I probably wouldn't be here. On the other hand, women should have a say about their bodies. Yep. And James, like, they're taking people's rights away.
Well, women's rights especially. That's the part that's hard for me. I wish we could have found a way to find a middle ground that didn't affect women's choices. That's the part that's hard for me.
Yeah. Paul says the right to privacy was already written into the Constitution. Actually, sort of, not really ish. Let's talk about that. I'm going to go back.
Who knew they were going to go in that order?
We're going to go in that order. You never know. So, okay. So this is what this whole thing's been about. It's been about the 14th Amendment. So you got 14 different ways. So you guys will remember 14. There's lots of sections. There's lots of stuff about this. You guys want to learn more about it. And I'm going to give you the whole thing. I'll give it to you from Cornell University. If you want to go there, or you can go to the USPS government site thing. Here we go. I'll give you the link so you can look at it in your leisure. But here's just a little snippet of it. Okay. All persons born or naturalized in the United States are subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of its laws. Does not say privacy.
It doesn't feel like the last part fit.
No.
But we're still in this situation.
Yep.
So we've got to figure out, what do we do now as for everybody. It doesn't matter what side you're on this, right?
Yep.
What do we do?
Absolutely. That's what we're asking everybody else. We have 33 people watching the house today. If you guys can give me a thumbs up, I really would appreciate it, because this is a great conversation and I'm glad we're all going through this, and you're doing a fantastic job. Let's go on to what Mike says. Mike Whitcomb says, I guess they'll be selling out of the morning after pill now. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm going to go back to that Seinfeld episode of saying, are you sponge worthy? I mean, think about it. People are going to be hoarding. They were hoarding toilet paper and crazy things during a pandemic. What do you think they're going to be hoarding now?
It's going to be a black market item. Imagine the price these things could be eventually.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that till just now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Kathleen says, I believe that women should have control over their bodies, but so should men, like such as taking mandating vaccines.
Yep.
Ooh. All right. Cody said the morning after pill would be considered a self-abortion, which means that it would be deemed illegal now.
It depends on the state's laws. They can make it so that as long as you take care of those things medically by a certain time, then that may be okay. It's all going to depend on how they build the laws. That there
Yep.
won't be a cut and dry thing. Everyone's going to be different. These states are going to find a way to make it or not make that okay.
Yep. Absolutely. Let's talk about some states just for fun, since we're talking states, because everybody lives in a different state. We travel to different states. This is a really, really good map, and I will give you the link because you know me, I'm a link person. And that way you can. Well, hello there, Rosie Bell Dog.
You cite good resources. I love it.
Want to say hello to people? Say hello. Nice to see you. So take a look at this. This is what's going on. This is the most up-to-date map that we have today, guys. I mean, remember, this just happened. Just happened. So I guess the dark burgundy would be the most restrictive currently right now. Donovan, you want to talk about this a little bit?
Sure. I'll blow it up so I can see it better. Yeah, so the states that are that maroon color, most of them are either had a trigger law or they already had laws in place so that when this happened, it would automatically go into effect. And so those are basically going to be the most restrictive, is basically no, with either no exceptions or very few. And then as you go down darker to the lighter till you get to the bluer colors, all of those have some restrictions but are still going to make them illegal. The blue and green colors are the ones that are actually going to try to provide the medical side of it, is the best way to say it. From what I understand in my reading recently, Illinois and Colorado and California, New Mexico, and some of those aqua states, they're actually planning on expanding the number of places and things like that that can be performed because they're completely surrounded where they know that no one else can get to a place. I mean, if you're in Florida, it's a heck of a drive somewhere.
Oh, geez.
If you need help, and it could be from very serious things or whatever, but they need a place to get some medical help. And so Illinois is like, I heard they're getting ready to pack in some make some new places. And I also heard a couple of insurance companies have already started offering money for travel for people who need to get to some place for the medical reasons.
And I've heard of companies too. Matter of fact, I know Kroger's has offered as part of what their medical package is. Cigna Healthcare has offered. They've already put out things talking about their, what they're going to offer and things like that. It's a really interesting thing because let's face it, you're right. If you're in Florida, what's the closest? You're right. Illinois would be the closest place to go or something of that nature. So, and think of the doctors, think of the medical professionals in those areas and how they feel and what's going to be going on, because that's a tough thing too. Meg
Some
says
of those laws are life imprisonment for those doctors.
Yeah, huge. Meg says no birth control is 100%. This likely will affect the people who can't afford to travel. How are they going to afford a child? Yeah, it's true. And Cody said, by doing the puberty blocking thing, you're taking away the individual's free choice in that aspect and telling them what to do with their bodies, which is what people are so upset about right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. And yes, John and Charlie, we should try it because look at the mess. It's an idea. I mean, it is an idea. We're just, hey, it is what it is.
They're really, I'll be honest with you. When people say there's no such thing as stupid ideas, I can come up with some. But I'm just saying that right now, as many concepts and ideas and ways we can look at this, the better for all of us. We just got to keep playing around with this because there's a big unknown right now of how this is all going to work out. So
yeah, it's a toughie. I mean, we're trying to figure out what's the next steps and where we're going to go. Let's see. Let me go back to here. It says Cookie says, everybody's saying hi. Paul's here. And of course, Troy said, I'll be right back. Got to go do some stuff. Understood. And Captain Jack Scrapper said we could all just say, screw it. But then maybe that's kind of the problem. What do you think?
That's funny.
Well, this is an issue because
I thought he was making a joke.
I get it. I get it.
Oh.
But this is important because
Yeah.
people who say just screw it are the ones who normally don't vote. They're like, screw it.
Right.
My hands are up. It's not in my control. I have no idea. But now we're saying it's up to the states. And if it's up to the states and you don't vote, you're sort of like not helping the situation.
And how do you know what your state really does want to do with these things?
Right. Exactly right. Okay, Dream on Wheels. There are already companies like Ducks Sporting Goods that have announced that they will still cover for employees to help if they get if need, even be paying up to $4,000 for transportation. I see a business happening. I see a true business happening for transportation for these things. If insurance companies are going to pay for it, and guess what? Hate to tell you guys, that means your insurance might go up too. New service. Everyone's going to pay for it. It's not just one person. It's going to be, they're going to spread that around everybody. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, there's Mike. How you doing, Mike? Thanks for joining, man. Thanks for coming in. Diane says, what few consider is basic biology at the moment of conception is new being is created, not mother nor father, but a separate entity. Ooh, okay. All right. So this is another issue. What about people who have infertility issues and who have created multiple separate entities? They might have, like 6 or 7 viable embryos. What happens when they implant like 3 or 4 and they and only 2 become viable, or 3 become viable and they selectively make it down to 2? That's considered an abortion.
Yep.
Or what do they do if they've had 10 embryos and they've had all their kids, but they've got 5 left? What do they do with those? And they're done having kids. Something to think about. Yeah. Dick's pretty good, not Ducks. I was liking the Ducks, though.
We knew what you meant.
I just wanted to read it as Ducks. More fun. I love that. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Johnny, what's going on? We're talking about the slippery slope of what's going on in the U.S. And, yeah, it's getting interesting. Okay. Imagine being the dad who has to give up their wife for a child he's suddenly going to have to raise the child alone, who may not make it. Very, very good point. Johnny, I got medical questions. We're not going to put you on the spot, but let me just say, these are some big topics here. Paul says that used to be a whole lot higher, why men took younger brides so they could handle the labor. Are you saying young broads with wide hips are great birthing moms? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Paul?
I'm having a hard time with this one, Paul. I can't help bail you out of this.
I birthed 4 kids. I understand this. I got this one. Meg, that happens on a daily basis due to auto accidents and illnesses. Oh, there we go. Shoot. You have to start teaching sex ed in 5th grade these days. LOL. I thought I got it in 4th or 5th grade. You guys didn't. When did you get sex ed?
Yeah, we had it in 4th when I was in school.
Yeah. Bernie's like, exactly my point. We're not doing good in this situation. Yeah, it's tough. Ooh, Dyson's lurking. Like, I don't want to jump in, but I'm lurking. Hey, just as a recap, you guys, I'm going to go back real quick and let you guys know what we're doing here. So we're doing hot topics tonight. It's important that you guys know, because we have new people who came in, but when we first got started, think before you write something in the chat, pretty please. They could be shared on screen, and respect everyone's viewpoints. You guys are doing fantastic. This isn't a debate. This is just more of a discussion. Hot topics are really good to talk about because, sometimes you may not have someone to talk about this with. Maybe there are people in your family that disagree with you and you don't have the opportunity. So this is a great way of discussing it. And
sometimes some people don't actually look at the opposing views. And when we can share and let everybody have their at least make a suggestion or thoughts or ideas, we're getting opposing views, and that's healthy. Never think that's not healthy. Seeing both sides of something only increases your ability to understand it better.
Yep, absolutely. And what we're going to do, guys, we are going to do something fun right now because it's time to have something fun. We're at the bottom, the half of the hour. Let's give away something. You want to give away something?
But don't we have to tell them what they can do?
Yeah. We're going to tell them to type in the word views.
Oh, views. I won't type in views.
Type in views. So have some fun, guys. Type in views. If you want to learn Or if you want to learn, if you want to get some swag, you want to have something fun come your way. We got a bunch of new Charlie Grace Adventure swag. We got like some Amazon gift cards, things like that. We're gonna pick some people at random. If you want to win some of, I say my money, and Rosie Bell stuff, let us know. Type in views, and we will definitely get back to you in the chat. I know there's a lot of great conversation here, but type in views, and we will do some giveaways. We've got 34 people in the house. So let's get about at least 15, at least half of who's in, and we'll spin the wheel of fun. So Donovan, how you feeling?
I was frustrated for a couple days, but I've wound down, and now I'm just looking for the future, and I'm okay. I'm good.
Good.
Jody and I are doing fine, and we're happy as always together. It's silly, but we are. It's hot enough. The pool's warm. We're swimming every day. It's fun.
That's right. I'm sorry, people. The Bakers have a pool. They have a
the Rushes.
Oh, geez. Nice.
I changed my last name to my wife's last name.
Very cool. That's so sweet. Yeah. That's a very sweet thing. That's nice. Okay. All right. Looks like we've got 17. We're going to give it 10 more seconds. We'll do like a 10, 9, 8. Just got to type views. It's all you need.
3, 2, 4, 8, 7,
17,
1.
19, 1. Okay. Here we go, guys. I'm drawing. Here we go. Let's draw. Who's it going to be? No whammies. No whammies. Dun, dun, dun. I'm so excited. I feel like music when we do these things. This is always fun. Who is it? It's got to be Arrowhead Lee Jones. Congratulations. Yay. Very exciting. Okay. All right. So here's what you got to do. Here's the scoop. You need to email me pretty please. And I'll give you right here. You have within 10 days to email me, charliegraceadventures@gmail.com. The reason why I say 10 days is because honestly, I know things happen and I'm also traveling. I like to make sure that I get it to you as fast as I can. I'm going to be traveling, going to be leaving pretty soon. So if you get to me soon, I'll get it in the mail quicker. So charliegraceadventures@gmail.com, but you got to send it to me with your home address, shirt size, whatever you want to give me, and we'll go from there. Sound good?
That's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah. Congrats, man. Congrats. I love that. All right, let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Ready? Here we go. Back to the comments of fun. Oh my goodness. All right, let me go back up here for a second because I hate these. We had some really good ones. The moral of the story, become aware and get involved on the local level. Ooh. Good one, Kathleen. Yeah, exactly right. Diane's like, of course they do, Captain. The harvest organic from aborted unborn children and sell them. Okay, I really missed the cap. Here we go. Usually the culprit boils down to money. Is money a factor in abortions? Does someone profit from it? Good point. I always say follow the money.
I do know there's not a lot of countries that had like we had an amendment. There's not that many countries that were like that also. That was kind of rare in the world.
Yeah. Well, there's a little. We talk about research tissues, stem cells, things like that. There is something to this. So there's definitely a money component to this. I'm not gonna lie. Meg said, so you see the cost prohibitiveness, especially for people in the South, if they needed to get one done from the map. People would be medically in danger if it was their life on the line. It's a good point.
And I've heard, I actually know of one story where that did happen, and they were in a place where they couldn't, and they couldn't get helicoptered to a place where they could in time, and a guy lost his wife and his kid, and it was awful. But
yeah, it's scary.
It happens.
It's very scary.
Not often, but it does happen.
Yep, Cookie, we talked about, insurance going up. Oh my gosh, there's John. Hey, John. It depends on the people, as it says in your Constitution. We the people. If we don't vote, we don't have a say. Amen. There you go. Good point. So should the rapist have a mandatory vasectomy besides all the other things I think should happen to them? Ooh, it starts with the penis. I'm gonna keep to my story right here. Just saying. Do you hear about a lot of female rapists, or do you hear about a lot of men rapists? I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen. Sexual assault can happen on both sides.
A lot? No. I don't know. This is, again, it's that's telling somebody what they can and can't do with their body, even though I understand what you're saying. I just have a hard time with that part.
Yep, it's hard. Okay, RV Grandma says the states need to decide on the federal level, at the federal government. Or the states need to decide, not the federal government. I'm
Well,
sorry.
that's where we're at.
That's where
So
we're at. So there you go. We'll see what happens next. Okay, what did I miss and what did I miss? I had to leave for a few minutes. Troy, we've been talking about you the whole time. It's okay, I promise. Well, you can watch the replay. You can see
we
the
tried
replay.
to tell them that your little picture there, that the small ears are yours, but you
Oh,
know.
jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay, my parents didn't allow me to go to sex ed. I mean, I probably learned more in books, LOL. Okay, so that's a topic too, because there's a lot of parents who don't want their kids to go to sex ed, and they wouldn't know. And
Yeah.
I just got done watching the Warren Jeff story on Netflix, talking about the FL Fundamentalist Latter-day Saints, about the child endangerment, and there's a lot more to it, but it's very, very sad, and what they did, what they've been doing to these little girls for years and years and years. It's tough. It's really tough. And parents, parents are there. This is food for thought. When I was younger, most people I knew were not virgins at 13 years old, and I waited till I was 17. Oh, we're going to go there? Okay.
I'm not commenting on that, Troy. I'm going to leave you alone. Usually I jump all over something like that, but boy, that's I'm going to skip it.
Because that's seventh grade. Just so people know, it's seventh grade that we're talking about. And I do remember a girl getting pregnant in seventh grade.
Wow.
So, Rosie, what'd you get? She's chewing an ice cube. Okay. Guys, cooking dinner while I'm lurking. This is a great topic. Thank you, guys. Listen, if you love this so much and you think this is fun, we're gonna, we want you guys to, let us know. We have some hot topics to talk about down the road if this is something you want to do. If you feel really uncomfortable and you're like, it may not be my cup of tea, that's fine too. But we want to do this for fun.
And hopefully you're finding comfort. I mean, we want you to be able to talk. So
yeah, it's important. One time in this country, it wasn't uncommon for 16 and sometimes younger to be brides and mothers because they were more likely to handle childbirth. I would say yes, they were brides, but I don't know about the handling childbirth thing.
But also, some of the states' age of marriage, and they were young. 16 wasn't the youngest.
Yeah.
So just so you know, that's part of the state laws. They all have different age of consent.
All right, Blaine and Mallory say, so far so good. I haven't seen any arguments or crazy stuff in the chat yet. I see good dialogue.
Yeah, I love this. You guys are awesome. This is great.
You guys are rocking this. Yep, this is what we're doing. Okay, 200 years ago, it was not uncommon for a woman to wed at 12. I tell you what, my 12-year-old self, I don't know who would have married my crazy ass. Can I say that? I mean, geez.
Sure. It's about you. You should be able to say it.
I don't know who would. Oh, that'd been scary. Every time I buy a cucumber and place it in a clear plastic bag, I look to see if any kids are watching me.
Jack, you scare me.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it.
You scare me, Jack.
There really aren't any politicians that truly fully oppose abortions in all cases.
I would tend to agree with that.
Okay.
I would tend to agree with that because as soon as it's your daughter, all of a sudden things can be different, right? Depends on the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not even going to go there. I'll let you read that one. You can.
Donovan, I was in chat elsewhere and joking about checking my basement, and all I could find was rats and some guy named Donovan hiding and eating artificial raspberry zingers in the corner.
I love it.
Have you talked about artificial raspberry flavor?
No.
That, just so you guys know, that actually comes from beavers' excrement.
Yes.
So when I heard it, everybody was making fun of it. So I went right in there and got some artificially raspberry Kool-Aid and started drinking it. And I said, I love artificial raspberry. Trying not to think about where it came from.
Don't want to have that ever again. Okay, Mike's got an idea. He says, make having sex illegal. That should go over well.
That might change some laws.
Yeah, yeah. And Cody's like, how many babies are going to end up for adoption, in foster care, or even murdered because the mother is forced to carry the child?
In 2019, it was Oh gosh, give me a second. I'm going to get those numbers for you because I looked
Okay.
that up.
All right. Meg says she agrees. Some people aren't mentally able to handle a child and adoption fees won't go down. Yeah, if you're complaining about adopting a dog in a shelter for $250, that's too much, just wait till you have a kid. I'm sorry. Or try to adopt a kid from foster or things like that. All those, oh my gosh, huge.
So 2019, 115,000 children were adopted, not all US,
Yep.
but in the US, there was 115. That same year, there were 630,000 abortions
Wow.
performed.
Yeah.
So if now that we're talking about the whole country, and that's not how
Right.
this works, but if that were true and everybody had to have a kid if you got pregnant, it would be 745,000 adoptions in 1 year to not completely overburden the foster home and care and all that.
And are they all going to get a job? How's that whole employment thing going to work? We have to have that many more jobs for that many more people
Boy,
down the
that would
road.
be a population boom too.
It'd be huge. It'd be really huge. Talk about doing
They'll
15 bucks an
start
hour.
doing a draft for kids. I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Yeah, yeah. I know. Most men won't report rape. It's an ego thing. Yeah, yeah. If a woman doesn't, if a woman doesn't have a right to their body, in prison there are a lot of female rapists. Okay,
Oh,
that's
okay.
something to think about.
Didn't
Being a
think about
victim of
that.
childhood rape, I say cut their balls off, hang them by their penis. You know, you got the right to say that. You can go ahead. Camp Girl 1, I feel the law should read once an offender violates, they need to have the reproductive organ, I'm sure, taken off or something. Yeah. Yeah. Offenders, it's a touch thing. I was in 9th grade when I was in 13. Oh, wow. Okay, there you go. Change to not be able to be impregnated again. There you go. Okay. Yep. And she's like, exactly my point. Temporary vasectomies and tie your tubes at the age of 13. It's that easy.
I think it's important to say this, but not all sex offenders were actually sex offenders.
Yeah.
Because if you get caught peeing in the park, even if it's in the bushes, you'll get that moniker, even though you really weren't involved with anything that goes along with that stigmatism. So I just want to point that out, that that's a tough road there.
It's not about child delivery. It's about raising the child. Oh, don't I know it? It's huge. My biggest thing is with this as a Christian is this. I see so many people bashing Christians over this and people who are for Roe versus Wade. I just wish we could all agree to disagree regardless of the side. Well, you know what? It seems interesting. We've made it polarizing, quite honestly. We haven't been able to have these kind of discussions like we're having now. And I think that's really important. Go ahead, Donovan.
I think it's because of the all or none. Why do we keep looking at it like this is the art of nuance? It's my most favorite thing in the world. We need to find compromises and find ways to make things so that people are kind of okay on both sides. All or none is not an answer for this.
No.
I don't think it ever will be.
No. The only winner, I mean, really, you need to think about this. The children don't ask to come into this world. They're just there.
Right.
They're just there. It's the people that make the children that have the ability to make the choice ahead of time. That's the tough part. And we have to, and you're always assuming that it's consenting, and it's not. There's that part.
And this is gonna sound weird, but I was an accident, and my grandmother and grandfather tried to get my mother to have an abortion, and she didn't. And you know what? If she had, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be a thing for me. I wouldn't know.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's great when you get to meet people and things go well, but if you didn't happen, you didn't happen. So I'd hate to keep thinking like that. I can't think that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I got to make this statement because I can see this. Fairy dust. Some little horn dog males who get their tubes tied may never want to get them untied. Right. That was pretty awesome. I like that.
Wait, should that be tube singular?
I'm just saying. This could go a long way. Yeah. And this is good. Kathleen said it's so true, Blaine. If a person's yelling, they're not listening.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not it. Cody's like, I'm adopted. And when I was 18 and pregnant with my oldest, my mom wanted me to either get an abortion or put her up for adoption. And that's a whole huge discussion. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I say I was an accident. See, I don't think they're accidents. I just go with unplanned. When you think about it, I mean, you're unplanned.
I guess. I don't think they weren't thinking baby. They were definitely in the 99%. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Thomas has said reversing a vasectomy doesn't work after 1 year. I've heard that a couple times. Have you heard anything like that?
No. I'm looking it up.
Yep. And you know what? It's true. Meg's ready. In a few minutes, we're going to raid Ford Man because he's going to go live in about 5 minutes. So if you guys want to grab that link and put that in another window so you are ready to go. Thank you so much, Meg, for putting that up. I appreciate that. It says unplanned, but planned by God for sure. There you go. Great way of putting it. Thank you so much. I love this. I was in an accident in the back of a Barracuda at a John Wayne movie at a drive-in theater, but I was loved by both parents. And you weren't named John. You were named Troy. Imagine that. See?
So that is actually a common myth. They did one 15 years later and everything was just fine. So that's kind of as I'm looking at this medical journal thing, it's just, they don't really have a time frame.
Yep. All right, guys. We're going to end tonight just on a few funnies because, we're going to lift it up a little bit. I just want to say thank you, everyone, for doing things. But, before I forget, one more thing. I apologize. One more thing. And we'll just swing them by here. Something that's really important as we've been talking about this, we've been talking about states' rights. It's important that we continue the conversation. And it's important that we vote as we go through and we talk about local elections and state elections and things like that. A lot of states, deadlines are coming up if you're not registered to vote. So something to think about as we're moving forward and to bring your thoughts. There you go.
And the only way that your representatives are going to know what their state feels about this is to vote. That's the only way you can tell them, hey, you vote for the people that are doing the things you want them to do, and you're voting for the propositions that affect how you want us, so you can send that message. And by the way, I have to add this. Be careful when you do the propositions. Read them very carefully. And if you can, read them before you vote. Yeah. Because they word things very tricky. And sometimes it sounds like you're voting a yes, and it's actually a no because of the way it's worded. So make sure you get a chance to get someone to tell you what those things mean, because sometimes they're very confusing.
Absolutely. Hey, we've got a shout out from Meg. Meg just sent a super sticker. Thank you so much, Meg. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Thank you so much, Meg. We appreciate that. You rock. You make the world just more awesome with you in it. It's fun. It's fun. We love super stickers. We love super chats. It's a lot of fun. Okay, we're gonna do some funnies on our way out of here. So here we go, guys. Okay. Here we go. So they don't say that we didn't warn you.
There's floating cows.
I didn't. I'm just giving you a warning. That's all.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Okay. It's important.
I hate to see that airplane.
This is a rare image of a shark stepping on a Lego.
I love that one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go, guys. 1920s. In 100 years, we're going to have flying cars. But in 2020, we just get stuffed cheese pizza.
But that's such a good thing in 2020. I love stuffed crust.
Hey, guys, we've had a really heavy topic, so we're just going to get back, feeling good here, guys. So roll with me on this. Here we go. I'm pretty sure UFOs are just billionaires from other planets.
Oh, that's pretty funny now. Imagine when that was written, that wasn't even a thing.
No.
Now there's somebody's car floating around in space.
I love it. Oh my gosh. All right. Do you have any history of mental illness in your family? I have an uncle who likes his steaks well done and uses ketchup.
I concur.
That's a problem. It's a problem. Here we go. I like this. This sounds like something an old Southern lawyer exclaims when startled. Sweet Maui onions. I can see that. There's a lawyer down here, and I can't remember which county he's from. He's been a judge for a while, and he looks like Colonel Sanders. He wears the white. He's got the whole thing down, and you're like, "Are you doing this on purpose?" I'm like, "Come on!" But I can hear him go, "Sweet Maui onion."
All I know is if he's defending me, he better bring a bucket with him. That's all there is to it.
It's hilarious. Okay, let's see what else. Here we go. Okay, here we go. My podcast friends, you know who you are. You got your diploma, your associate's degree, your bachelor's degree, your master's, your PhD, or piled higher, and deeper, like I call it. And then there's the guy who listens to podcasts. Donovan, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's me. I just skipped the green section. I did everything else, but I am really that capstone.
I know, it's fun. Hey guys, we appreciate you so much for being here tonight. This is so much fun. We couldn't have done it without you, and we appreciate your honesty and your candor and the discussion. And do me a favor. I know we got to go over to 4-man. If you guys like this, can you put a 1 in chat? Can you guys let me know? 1 means you loved it, and if you don't put a 1, I'll know. 2 means you don't want to do this ever again. But if 1's something that you really liked and you want to do this again, put a 1 in chat so we know, because we would love to facilitate some more interesting discussions if you're up for it.
And we're not afraid to do them.
No.
I love doing this. I love learning how other people think and seeing other views.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Donovan, for doing this with me. I appreciate it.
I had fun. Thank you for inviting me.
Always a good time. Always a good time. All right, guys, we're gonna take off. We're gonna leave you with a little short, and it is Pride Month. I'm not gonna be up next Monday because it'll be the 4th of July. I can't believe it's gonna go so fast. So I won't be up next Monday, but I'll be up the Monday after. What?
I got my pride colors going here.
Ooh, your rainbow. I love that. All right, so we're gonna leave you with a fun. I just got back from Nashville Pride, and thank you so much for being here. Here we go. There's a lot of really cool things at Pride, man. Take a look at all this stuff.